These norms, amongst others that we co-construct, are positive and they help acknowledge experience, but it also qualifies that experience with asking us to consider the context we're in now. Yeah, thank you guys. When I was thinking about a pearl to offer, this one came to mind quite quickly as it connects my personal and my professional life. It's probably timely, hopefully relatable, and either all or part of it will be useful, I hope. As you said, yeah, I'm an NYP coordinator. Before that, I was a teaching and learning coordinator. I teach math. And in my personal, my spare time, in the summers, I like to spend my time on, under, or near oceans. And in the cooler months, I spend my time on, under, or near mountains, leading groups on hikes into caves and on climbs. And there's a reason I share that. For many schools, it's soon going to be the time when the newbies are arriving, mostly coming from other schools. Your first year teachers have become well established, and your longer serving teachers have become even more well established. Regardless of when your school year starts, it's not long before we hear the well-intentioned yet instantly recognizable call of many an international school educator. It goes like this: well, in my old school, I have seen this suffix to suggestion receive eye rolls and long stares and series of and tuts in meetings. I've seen the words derail meetings. I've seen them cause tensions. And after sustained attempts, I've even seen them end some relationships and friendships. My pearl is sharing some of the ways that we go about tackling this positively, as in my old school almost always comes from a wholly good place. For me as a mountain leader, in my old school is the equivalent of a hiker saying, well, on my last mountain, or a climber halfway up a wall screaming at you saying, well, on this part of the climb. It doesn't help. As a mountain leader, you know full well that no two hikes or climbs are ever the same, even on the same mountain, even on the same day. This is due to factors like time of year, weather conditions, size, fitness, experience, and equipment of the group that you're leading. When you debrief a hike or a climb, of course, there are similarities. Tricky parts will always be challenging, and scenic sections will always be beautiful. But everyone has their own perceptions of what the hike and the climb was like for them and the bits that they enjoyed. The mountain elements that I just described are almost directly analogous to school factors when it comes to decision making: accreditation cycles, time of year, school traditions, the demographics, experience, and engagement levels of students, staff, and parents, school budget, school resources. The context of a school is so important. And so for me, in my old school, sets up an instant disconnect between the missing of the context of the school and the feeling of non-recognition that it often comes with, that the experience is being missed, and the feeling that you're not being heard, and the feeling that you're not trying to help. And that causes some negative energy and doesn't help. So to try to preempt this, we actively share this analogy at the start of the year, and we come back to it various times. With new staff, we ask them to, as part of the new staff orientation, we ask them to write down things that they loved and hated about previous schools. And then through a series of question prompts and discussions, it becomes clear that, that just like the hikers, everyone's got different perceptions, and the context of their previous school was largely the determining factor of why something worked or why something was good. If it wasn't, everybody would have the same positives every year. We explore this a bit deeper with our department heads as we co-construct meeting norms at the start of the year. And discussion around this analogy develops two key norms. The one of which aims to honor the work that's happened in previous schools by noting that absolutely experience, insight, and active contribution is completely valued. And it's this that helps schools grow and develop. We want to hear suggestions, and we need to build on experience. However, the suggestions need to be valid for the school's context now. Otherwise, we just spin our wheels trying to go in all different directions each year with each new wave of suggestions from previous schools. Therefore, the tandem norm is aimed at asking staff to consider the current context. And we ask staff to say, if your sentence is about to start with or contain "in my old school" or words to that effect, we ask you to pause, to think, and to ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1 is, do you know enough about the school and the context to make your suggestion valid and implementable? Question 2 is your suggestion going to help us now, here, and address the original issue that was put forward? And question 3 is, do you have the capacity and the intention to assist in seeing the suggestion through to its conclusion? If the answer to all 3 is yes, wonderful. We want to hear your suggestion. If the answer to any of them is no, wonderful. Hold it and let's discuss this at a different time so we can stay present and focused in this meeting here and now. These norms, amongst others that we co-construct, are positive and they help acknowledge experience, but it also qualifies that experience with asking us to consider the context we're in now and whether offering the suggestion is both timely and helpful. So in summary, in this profession, I think we are problem solvers, and so the "in my old school" call is natural, and it's almost always coming with positive intent. So by reframing the discussion and creating norms to honor the intention, the past work and the experience, and at the same time help all staff consider the culture, climate, and context of the current school when making suggestions, the suggestions that do come through the filters are more likely to be implementable, they're more likely to come with support, and most importantly, they will create positive energy. Thank you.